Okay, how are we doing now for audio? Still bad? Let me know. Good? Good, cool. Better? Cool, thank you. So I hope you've enjoyed this little slideshow. I don't know if we've actually reached the end of it yet, but little louder? Little louder me? Or little, oh, that's the only thing playing, okay. We'll go a little louder. Okay, cool. How about this? This better? Or still louder? Lower quality? This is, definitely, it's all pretty much JPEGs, so, you know, sorry about that. LU screenshots, not a great whole thing. But anyway, I think we are going to be just about ready to start, so I hope you're ready.
Hello there, Neil.
It's 850 already. 850. It's now over 1,000. What?
Yes.
That is
Yeah, this is
crazy.
definitely a surprise. We're saving that for after we do our introduction so that people don't spam us with like requests for help.
Oh wait, I muted my mic. Why did I do that? Okay. Anyway, preferably do not spam us with requests when we publish this soon. There's a readme on there, and if you have any problems, you know, let me see. Okay. The code is going to be going up on GitHub after we get through some of the stuff that we want to get through, so bear with us for a little bit. And cool. I think we are good to start. So, for those of you who have not actually played LEGO Universe, LEGO Universe was a massively multiplayer online game from 2010. Lasted about a year before it closed. And someone has just died. Okay. That aside, we all loved it. I think most of you probably have played it back when it was live. And it's hard to talk about it because LEGO Universe meant a lot to all of us on the team. Me especially. Like, this is what got me into programming. This is what got a lot of these other team members into programming, and or at least these kind of projects. And we've stuck with it for all these years, and today we finally did it. We finally have the code to a good state. We can finally release it, and it's going to be so exciting. So I think, who do we have with us today? Let me get everyone. So we've got 5 of our team members here today, including me. We've got Max, who I started Darkflame Universe with today, or with in 2013. We've got Mick,
Hello.
who joined us recently. We've got Winston, who joined us. Oh my god, when did you guys join?
About 2 years ago.
Oh my god, it's been 2 years. Okay, and then we have LCDR, who I'm sure a lot of you know from his project. And then we joined forces to kind of... Oh, hello, let me...
Hello.
But yeah, not a great quick introduction, but if anyone wants to get started introducing themselves, I will walk over to you and say hello in game.
Maybe Max wants to start?
Sure. I don't actually have a speech or anything prepared other than that. Yeah, me and Neil started this basically when we were still like 12, 13 years old, like we were teenagers. And we were like, oh, if we make a private server, what should we call it? We should call it Darkflame because, there was only Overbuild, Exeter, and like Storm Universe, and Darkflame never got released. And here we are now, nearly a decade late, or actually a decade later, and we have met many different people, including all of the developers here and all of our testers. It has been a ride, sometimes not as steady as I would have liked, but here we are, and I'm generally just happy that this is finally going out and that people can enjoy it again.
Very true. It's been a long 8
Been a
years
long
of...
while.
So yeah, thank you for the introduction. Who would like to... Oh, I see Winston here in his nice wizard gear. Oh, what are you doing? Look at the fireworks. Beautiful.
Hey. Oh, I am Vincent, and I've been with this project for about 2 years. During that time, I've worked on about every aspect of this game.
Oh, hold on. We've done something.
As
Sorry.
as a lot of stuff behind the scenes. I'm very happy being here today with so many of you watching. It's nice to commemorate this effort in such a spectacular fashion. Thank you.
Thank you for that introduction, Winston. You have been instrumental for so much of the stuff that we've done in the past couple of years since you joined. So thank you. Thank you so much. Who would like to be next? Who's feeling up to a little introduction?
I feel like the man with the legend, LCDR, should be next.
Well, I'd be ready if you want to.
Go ahead.
Alright, so hello everyone, I'm LCDR. You might know me from my previous server project before I merged with Darkflame Universe. So I started, like, I think it's like about the same time as Darwin and Neil previously mentioned. It is like 8 years ago by now. It's crazy. Back on the good old days when there was no real server project and it was just a forum and SourceForge where people were trying to figure out the game. And back then we didn't have any sort of real server. I joined at a point where someone had finally figured out how to even get past the login screen and actually get into character creation. And even then, that was just pre-made packets from the packet captures from the time when the game was still live, just being replayed. And that is all just the most basic thing a server could do. At that point, it was all a server could do. And yeah, when I joined, I tried to get some progress into that, and very quickly, this led to a bunch of stuff happening, and before I knew it, I was working on my own server project together with Humanoid, who was another developer who wrote this first login server. And although Humanoid and I were active at about the same time as Darwin and Neil, we sort of went different ways. That was a bit of an unfortunate split in projects at the time. So for the next couple of years, I worked to implement the server myself in LCDI Universe, and then later on, just I don't know, 1 or 2 years ago, I merged with Darkflame Universe to better collaborate on that, because after all, this is just what we all want to get this server finally working and out to the people. And since then, I've worked on research and development, as I like to call it. I'm working on trying to understand how the game works, how the network protocol works, how the file formats the game uses work. I'm doing reverse engineering to find out how the client actually responds to network packets, and all these little details that are hidden in this executable. And I've also worked on client modifications to see what we could do to extend the game in the future, and also to try to improve on some aspects on the game that are maybe not ideal. And also, I've worked on tooling for tools to work with these file formats and the network protocol to make development work easier, and to help the other developers get their development work done more quickly. That's basically my role that I've been working on in this project.
Thank you for the introduction. That was really nice for the extra detail for everyone who maybe wasn't part of the LU community during, these 8 years of development and the past decade, pretty much, of since the LU game originally closed. It's been a long journey, and it's really nice to see it finally get here. And I can't believe we're still almost at 2K viewers. Like, I was thinking 1K was gonna be where we stopped at, but like, oh my god. So just another heads up to everyone who's asking. So the download will go up once we've gone through some of this stream a little bit. So it will be there. We will toss a link in chat and probably tweet about it too. And then there's also the GitHub link on our Twitch here as one of the featured links. So it will be one of the new repositories on there. And cool. Still have Mick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mick, it's your time.
Awesome. Yeah. Hi guys, my name is Mick. So like most people, I played this game when I was younger. Really sad when it shut down. And then I think I'm like the news guy here. I joined probably at this point 9 months ago, which has been quite long. Yeah, and due to the foundation that was already in place, I did a lot of gameplay stuff. So I think like Event Garden Survival, Battle of Nimbus Station, some boss fights. I did some stuff regarding pets. Yeah, mostly just gameplay stuff. That's not the core features that get a lot of stuff working out of the box, but more the niche and yeah, more gameplay heavy things. Yeah, and I'm overall like really glad we're here. I think like even now looking at the server holding up with all the people in there, I think it's great that like a lot more people get access to this starting today. And yeah, I'm very glad that we're celebrating that today. I think that's it for me. Almost 2K, by the way. 5 people
It
off.
just keeps going, doesn't it?
Insane, absolutely insane.
Cool. Sorry, I had to mess with some settings. I think we've got things figured out better. Did we just hit 2K? Oh my god.
Yes.
Wow. 2,000 plus people right now, like, watching LEGO Universe in 2021 on a Sunday afternoon here. I mean, that's crazy.
Neil,
Stream died.
you've
Stream
lost,
dead.
you've lost the stream.
Oh, it died?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, internet must have disconnected for a second. Sorry guys, refresh real quick. Did we? Have you guys, are you killing my internet with how many people are here right now?
It's not 3.5K. What?
3.5K, oh my god. You guys are like, how are you doing? Oh my god.
I like how the Twitch chat is just as frantic as for an actual game that's released right now, but it's just a completely dead game for 10 years now, and we still have this much activity. It's amazing.
Yeah, for...
LEGO wishes they had this amount of activity.
Is the stream back up?
The stream
Yeah, I
should,
can
if you
see it.
refresh it. Yeah, it looks like it went down for 1 second, and then immediately came back up. Sorry everyone about that slight delay. Wow. 3.6K. I cannot believe how many of you are here today, and I still keep seeing these, like, first time, like, so many new people chatting already, and, like, okay, I know we had an agenda and stuff, but I'm still in awe that we have this many people here. And thank you all for showing up and for showing support for DLU during this. If I were LEGO right now, I would be totally impressed by this, because this is crazy. Who's watching a 10-year-old dead MMO stream in 2021? Why are there, you know, almost 4K of you here? Oh my god.
It's funny because we are actually pulling like more numbers than an actual LEGO stream.
Yeah. Okay. Better than retail, wow. But we're not
I don't
Blizzard,
blame you.
so. Okay. So, let me quickly do something. Hold on, let me. Okay. Anyway. So now that we've covered introduction, actually, I didn't even introduce myself. I was about to just, I was, just gonna keep going without even introducing myself. Anyway, oh, chat. Anyway, I'm Neil. I don't actually work on much of the code for Darkflame Universe. I haven't actually committed really anything to the repository beyond a README update. So definitely don't thank me for reviving LEGO Universe. Thank all of these wonderful team members we have. But I have managed the Twitter account for a long while now. There was a little period where I didn't, but pretty much the rest of it has been me. I've managed community stuff elsewhere, all the test stuff, the communication with LEGO. So I've kind of been doing a lot of the less fun parts of reviving. Well, actually, none of it's fun. I've been doing a lot of the non-code stuff. The famous Neely Beely. Oh my god, who said that? Who would say Neely Beely here? Nobody needs to know that name. Oh my god. Next we're gonna see a message about sand green or something, and I'm gonna like hold my hand and my head in my hands and just cry. Neely Beely, stop spamming chat with Neely Beely.
Neely Beely.
No.
Guys. Okay, I feel like I have to tell a story here about Neil.
Oh no, this is gonna be bad.
You already know what it is, probably.
It's one of many, many horrible stories.
So, at one point, Neil and I were making a game in Unity, like an MMO, in the spirit of LU called Lego Worlds. No affiliation with the Lego Worlds that Lego released, obviously. And Neil and I, the first level that I was making was this level called the Zoo, where you would be able to tame pets and stuff like that. And Neil came up with this idea that there should be seals in a pit somewhere, and you could feed your arm to a seal,
Why
like
would you
by
tell this
pressing
story?
interact on it because you're a Lego minifigure. And ever since then, instead of calling him Neil, I called him Seal, so he was Sealy Beely instead.
Max, you've done a very terrible thing. I'm never gonna hear the end of being called Seal from this entire chat.
I want Sealy Beely to just be spammed in the chat right now.
Oh, you're a little
Yeah,
robot-y.
no,
Oh. Be a little robot-y. My internet. You guys are like killing my internet, chat. How you've done this, I don't know.
probably with the 2,000 plus people that are watching it.
Yeah, apparently. Do I have anything I can close to make this easier? Probably not. Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, fun little story there. We can definitely also talk about the time that Max and I had this instance of bitrate is probably so high. That's fair, thank you. I'll figure something out. Anyway, at one point in testing, we had this we filled the bottom of Nexus Tower. There's like a flat plane down there with all NPCs and objects. Very cool. It also made your client take like 3 minutes to load. Very bad time for that. Let me see if we can,
Wasn't there at some point someone complaining, oh, why does Nexus Tower take so long to load? And then we were like, well,
yeah, about that. Okay,
definitely not the city we built.
definitely not. Let's see. Okay, what do you guys think about releasing the source?
Maybe we should.
Yeah.
Maybe we should.
I think now might be a good time. Oh, I need a. Let me see if we can. I'm gonna deafen real quick. It's a little robot-y. We're gonna see if we can change the bit rate. I don't know if can you change the bit rate in the middle of streaming? Probably not. Probably can't. Can't imagine. No. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Anyway, so I think this is going to be the time we finally get it out. You need to end the stream to change bitrate. Well, it'll probably be okay. Let's see if we can change something on Discord's end to be a little less. Let's see. Okay. Cool. So let me refresh, and the server is now live.
Should
There it
we
is.
Heyo.
post a link in the chat or in our Twitter?
I put one in chat just now. I'll put one on Twitter real quick. So there you go, everyone. Congrats, you have now made it. LEGO Universe is here. It only took us this many years. Thank you all for kind of having faith. And let me quickly include the link on Twitter. So if anyone wants to say a couple words while I put this tweet out, that'd be cool.
Continuation of the seal story. I
Oh, no.
once sent a.
Oh, come on. We can.
House for Christmas.
Oh yeah, you mailed
There
me
was
the
also
giant
a Lego
seal.
Friends set.
Okay, let me copy this link.
You can't say seal inside of the DLU chat, but Daler managed to say C Lee B Lee.
I hate it.
Well, I need to get some faction into this stream, we could walk as a group around the worlds.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, cool.
So if we all start heading to Avant Gardens
Watch as we now just
in an orderly fashion, not breaking
in an
the server,
orderly
please.
fashion. There's no way we're all gonna end up in the same instance.
No.
Hold on, guys.
I look behind me and there's just this stream of people.
We gotta run. We gotta get to AG.
If you have speed boost items, this would be a great time.
Yeah, I have like 40 quicksicles.
I
Man
have
came
4.
prepared.
Honestly, this is so sick. Like, this is just like life. I've never seen this many people in DLU.
Let's
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it
have.
really feels like one of these random events in life, and people would just start role playing or something just completely random.
Yeah, for everyone who's looking for instructions on how to set it up, there is a guide. In the README, it goes over all the steps. If you have any questions...
There's just this stream of rockets.
Oh my god, look at how many people are getting here. This is crazy.
So nice to see.
This is insane.
This is great. Winston, where are you?
There.
I think we should probably team up just to be safe. I'm trying to find you guys in the middle of this.
Wait, well, I'll go to my
I've
to
tweeted the link
defending
for
machine.
everyone.
Wait, I can see Winston now. Winston, can you invite me for a team?
I can't. Are you in the GM level? Could you take off that?
Wait, what? I'm a GM?
Yeah, if you have GM level.
Could you take off your GM level? Right?
Wait, I am... Ah, there we go. Cool. Am I still invisible? No, right?
Well,
No, it may appear like that for you though because of a bug.
Yeah. Cool. Alright, no worries.
could we get LCDR here?
Yeah, and preferably Neil, wherever he is.
I'm right here with my banana gun.
Ah,
Oh
sick,
yeah, you
cool.
still have
The
Mithrin
Mithrin.
enabled. I can't add you.
Oh, hold on. I think GM 0. Okay,
Alright.
look at that.
And
Should've
now
got more
LCR.
firecrackers.
Look at that. Guys, there's a Mithrin. Ask him for items.
Yeah, quick, everyone ask this white-haired Mithrin for items.
Hello,
Ask him for a
Mithrin.
jetpack.
Please give jetpack. I need it.
People are asking for horses.
Selling jetpack real, no scam. Okay. I like that.
Sounds
What are you gonna...
legitimate.
Can I get a jetpack?
Working on it. Hold on.
Here, I'll give you...
Are you gonna mail out an item for it?
Oh, look at that. Squidman had... Yeah, that's a jetpack. I'll give you a banana for that. Oh, hold on. Other banana.
Does
Oh,
anyone
5?
have... wait, Neil, why don't you have your squid helmet?
Oh,
Ah,
yeah.
that was an easy 5k.
Oh. What are we getting traded for now? Oh. A jetpack. Oh my god. I'm getting a jetpack, guys. Look at this. Thank you, Blaster. You're a very kind and generous soul. And I appreciate that. We now
For
have
once,
a...
it's not making a trade.
Yep.
I think a fun thing for the stream would be to grind to level 40 and just defend gardens.
That
say-
would take a
Oh
while.
no.
Fun thing. But
But we can start walking towards the monument, everyone.
This is just crazy running ahead of it.
There's absolutely no stream of people here, no sir.
No, maybe we could do a race to the top. Everyone.
Yeah, shall we do a race with everyone?
oh god.
Oh no. Wait, are we all gonna start at the same time or are we gonna use the thing?
Let's just try and start at the same time.
Cool. All right.
All right,
3.
should we wait for our speed items?
No.
Hold on,
Three.
I'll toss a firecracker and we start on the bang.
Yeah, okay,
All right,
let's
cool,
do that.
yeah.
Firecracker.
Alright, 3, 2, 1. Woo!
A shame Vaisky isn't here. It's kind of his jam.
Now, I feel like this is an appropriate time to mention this cursed elevator.
A good point.
Even though this elevator is very early in the game, it was one of the last things to be fixed. Because it's a combination of different systems which weren't working at the time.
Man, you guys are fast.
I'm gonna give a little
Except
quick.
Blaster, who
I'm gonna
cheated.
answer some questions while you guys are running through that. So I'm gonna deafen real quick.
Okay.
Okay, so a lot of the stuff mentioned here. So the Discord is currently private for Darkflame Universe. As we're not hosting a big server, so we're not really going to be having a giant community for servers in our stuff. We can't also advocate for public servers, unfortunately. We looked into it for many years, or for a year, pretty much, over a year. And we couldn't make it work, which is really unfortunate. We tried really, really hard to do it, and it pains me that we can't. That shouldn't stop you from hosting a server for your friends, playing it with people that you know, or people that you meet, you know. Just, unfortunately, we ourselves cannot say anything about that. And we worked hard. You know, it sucks at the end of 8 years to get this as the end. But unfortunately, this is how it goes. You know, hosting a MMO that you do not own is kind of difficult, and one that you can't distribute a client for is also more difficult. So that's why most of you are seeing that we have checksums in our, what's it called? Our setup guide. So the checksums are, say you happen upon a client somewhere on the internet. You know, I'm not saying you should do that. You could use those checksums to make sure if it's okay, if it's one of the safe ones. There's a couple other, what are they called? A couple other LU resources that also have extra checksums for other clients that are out there, so keep an eye out for that stuff. The checksum is, there's a little instruction in there about how to check the checksum for your client. So yeah, so unfortunately can't give a client, can't host a public server, so best you gotta do is, well, this is the best we could do. It took a year of us deciding on something like this. It's not our first choice, but this is how it is, unfortunately. Really doesn't require a big computer to actually host this. Very minimal memory required for it. For most computers, you should be able to just host it and play at the same time with no issues. We'll sit here for a minute while they talk. So that README is the tutorial we are including for now. There will be easier setup guides, and probably, you know, I'm sure someone will create a repack or something for this in the future. For now, the README is what we've got. Unfortunately, if you don't understand this, we recommend either, you know, joining a friend who does, taking some time. It's really not that bad if you do it step by step and how we've set it up. It takes a little bit, but it's really not that bad. And I'm sure someone will actually make a video on how to do it. We did spend 8 years on this. Oh, stream disconnected again, didn't it? Okay, is stream back for you guys? I think it is. I think it must have... God, it really is not liking me today. You all have killed my internet. Anyway, in the future, there will be more setup guides. Right now, we've got the README, and that's kind of the bare minimum for setup right now. So, I'm sure someone will. For other questions about Mithrins and GM commands and everything, if you have GM access on a server, so if you host your own server and you make an account and you set it to GM level 9, you'll be able to do anything. You'll be able to give yourself any items, teleport anywhere, all that stuff. Okay, we're gonna quickly join back because they are definitely up to stuff that we should... Okay, sorry about that. We were answering some questions. Where are we at now?
Battlefield.
Yeah,
Where?
Battlefield.
Okay. Away we go.
The server is holding up very well.
Yeah, the server's doing great right now with everyone.
Not Neil's internet though.
Yeah, my internet is getting murdered.
It's seen better days.
Yes, you can complete you can do complete mission commands for only one mission. It doesn't just complete everything.
Oh, we should all do PvP.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
so we should tell everyone, because we've never talked about PvP publicly except for like once in a crash test number 2 publicly. So yeah, you can what is it? PvP slash
just slash PvP.
And I'm gonna get murdered because I don't have a weapon on. Hold on. I think we're good. Let's go fight Mick over here while he's busy. Oh. That's unfortunate. Oh. Oh, look at that. We got him when they were respawning. I'm so sorry.
No, we're not bringing up the GM hammer here.
Oh god.
That would
The
end
end of
this pretty
days.
quick.
Okay, hold on. Let me toggle PvP off for a second and answer a couple more questions. Okay, so what do we got? So someone asked about streaming. So since we are streaming, it's technically a risk. Twitch technically says that if you do not have the copyright owner's permission, you can get a strike on your account. So if you want to stream it, you can. Just do so at your own risk. I recommend kind of contemplating the risks for your channel, and if you want to, do it. Like, if you deem the risks okay, so it's your decision. Did you write the code on GitHub manually? I don't know if Max or someone here wants to answer that question, if we wrote the code manually.
Well, you have good at Copilot now, right? So we just let it do it for us.
Yeah,
That would
we
have been
just
really
clicked,
nice.
delete all you, and yeah, there we go.
But to actually answer that, we did write all that. Reverse engineering, we didn't actually, like, there's not actually code from the client in there.
Yeah.
It is all original code. You know, that fun stuff. Source
It
code
took
is
years.
in. It did take years. Yeah, it's been a lot. We've gone through, what is it, 3 rewrites? Is that what happened?
I think 3 or 4, and then one was just like not really talked about. But yeah, officially this was called like DLU v3.
Someone's got a question. What was the biggest challenge you faced as a team? What would you guys say was the worst thing you had to work on that caused the most problems?
property building and brick building took quite a while to figure out.
My
But-
top picks would definitely be either like property building or like the skill system, simply because it takes so long to get the skill system right.
Yeah, the skill system is the worst part of the game. Most complex one.
And I've got Stockholm syndrome for it.
You're the only. How does it feel, by the way, to be one of 6 people in the world that know how it works?
Well, it's quite a lovely solution to the problem of networking skills when you've actually worked with it.
That's the Stockholm syndrome talking. Don't listen, guys. Don't write this in your game. Don't.
Like the creator of Lego Universe said, I will never be making another massively multiplayer online game.
I wonder what. I love how the bus is just completely confused as to what to do, because there's so many people.
The skill system is also at the same time insanely complicated and not living up to the potential it has.
Ooh, Sypho, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, I'm Zypho, and I mainly did stuff like LU Explorer and yeah, some general research, and kind of came in 2015, the early days.
I think we've messed up Avant Gardens enough. Do we want to make our way back to Nimbus Plaza and maybe onto Gnarled Forest if possible?
Cool.
Sure. Can't wait to see that croak.
Another question we got: if the original disk works, the original disk client.
The original disk client will not work. It is not the latest version of the game. So if you during live had the client set to full download and you played on the latest release, then yes, that will work. But otherwise, no.
That's one of the things that since we're talking about it, I want to talk about it. I regret not using the disk client in hindsight, because that's at least some client that anyone can get a hold of. Like, you can still go on Amazon and buy a disc, or on eBay, but you can't find the latest version of LU that easily. I mean, obviously the latest version is way less buggy and has more content, but that's just, for me, I'm sad that we didn't go that route. And I also, I'm hoping that someone out there is gonna fix the compatibility with the older CD client, and especially for me personally, since I played LU in Alpha, and Alpha also has like the level editor, I'm hoping that someone is going to go out and fix it, like make an Alpha server.
Yeah, an alpha server would be really nice. Oh, and that if someone wants to explain about the alpha stuff and Happy Flower, the fact that that is publicly available. Because I don't think many people do know that there is actually the level editor for LEGO Universe available that you could go download and play. And I say play, but it's kind of like you can build a map. Yeah, I did miss that jump multiple times. Yeah, the level editor, you can technically load those maps on the current live client. What is Max, do you have a link to that repository that I can link?
It's on my GitHub. It's on like GitHub/Darwin Animator with anim8 or.
You will have to acquire a client by yourself.
Yeah, that one
Yeah.
requires an alpha client too. But this
You
stuff does
can,
exist out there, so.
Yeah, there's also a Happy Flower guide out there, and there are also some Discords out there that link to that guide
Yeah.
to set up the game for level editing and stuff like that, and it describes how to use it.
Now we just swooped past the Nimbus station, but Mick, do you want to talk about some of your contributions there as maybe the red blocks stuff for the Battle of Nimbus Station?
Oh yeah,
So
sure.
where are we going?
We're
I'm
currently in North
Gnarled
Forest.
Forest.
Our force?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so most of my work was on the essentially just mini games throughout the game. Oh no, we have an issue here with the platform classic. Oh, someone is already figuring it out. Cool. Yeah, so mostly mini games. So mini games are mainly scripted throughout Lego Universe. So there's a difference between the main logic of the game, which is the skill system, everything regarding the leveling up, all the basic stuff that's basically there in every world, and then everything world specific is generally scripted. So scripting does more in the game than you would think, and it requires a lot of work to get the tiniest thing working just to get it to feel vanilla again. The main things there were, for example, red blocks in Nimbus Station, then Event Garden Survival, which was heavily scripted. So regarding the question, what was the worst thing you had to do? I think it was definitely Event Garden Survival that was completely not working as we wanted to do, and where we even found client bugs left over that we have to patch to just get it to work, right? Which, I mean, that was kind of funny in a way. It was kind of like us solving a legacy, right? Um, and then other stuff is the Battle of Nimbus Station, which is somewhat similar to Event Garden Survival as well. I think that one was quite fun to work on, honestly, as that wasn't as broken at all as Event Garden Survival. And was also way easier to test in the later rounds because I could just like remove rounds and test that out. Where for Event Garden Survival, at the end, I had to play like 15 minutes each time just to test out some feature that happens end game, which was rather time consuming. Yeah, and besides that, we also have the boss battles in Ninjago, of course. And I think that if we count it all up, it probably amounts to 9 months.
Now, while we're here in Gnarled Forest, I can talk a bit about these very fancy admirals here. They have had various phases of being able to snipe you from a great distance, or sniping you while they're turned the other way, or just sniping you when you're on a platform above. There is a lot going into making these admirals function as they should.
Yeah, you really did a great job recreating the skill system, both you and Zyphos here, who did a lot of the research initially for this whole thing.
I think like overall there's kind of like a pattern where very, very like brief stuff that you would never notice like playing in live, like that would actually take up time developing, but getting that like really original feel, even though you're playing the original game, can be really tough at times. And there have been many occasions where I thought, okay, this is working like 99% as it should, but just because I was like, I knew what I was looking at. I knew like looking at live gameplay, and I knew it was slightly different. So getting like the game to exactly how it was in live is actually incredibly difficult, and then trying to mimic the very small intricacies can be really difficult at times and take a lot of work to get it just perfect to how it was in live.
Yeah, especially because like there's bugs inside of LU, and you have to mimic those bugs to make it look right.
Where are you guys actually currently? I'm in the.
I'm at the
I don't know
pirate
what's.
jail.
Ah, right. I'm there as well.
Do you want to hop in Cannon Cove, Neil, to show that off?
Sure, we can show off that. I've been answering a couple questions in chat. Someone was asking about the German language. If you can actually change the client language.
The client language can be changed, yes.
So yeah, so if you want to change the client language, you need to have a client that actually has the resources for that. So you have to make sure that when you get a client, that it actually has the German files. If it does not, then you can't change it.
Most clients out there do have the files. But yeah.
Yeah, especially because most of the language stuff is just one giant file with English and German translations. So there's some details like animated signs and stuff, which are a bit more intricate in translation. But technically, if you translate the complete XML file, you can get other languages in there, and you have the German variant in there for like most of the strings.
And that answers that.
Oh, also, we forgot about someone. We also have another team member named Avery Sumner, Jesus. And he couldn't make it to this stream because he's busy doing something. I forgot exactly what, but he had other obligations. And he asked me to talk about some of the stuff that he did while working on DLU. And for this revision of DLU, basically, me and Avery are the ones who wrote the initial game engine that powers DLU now. Of course, it did get many updates since by both us and Winston and other members of the team. But yeah, me and Avery primarily did engine-based stuff and systems, where I would say that Mick wrote a lot of gameplay stuff, like scripts and minigames. Winston did a mix of pretty much everything, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just realized like we had forgotten Avery, so I wanted to talk about it a little bit.
Thank you for bringing that up. I am so sorry I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's been a lot this evening.
This whole thing has been a lot more than I expected.
When you're walking around these amazing worlds of LEGO Universe, you will find some new faces around the place. These are NPCs which we've added to the game to commemorate some important figures in the community and thank them for their contributions.
Oh yeah, we should have showed them off when we were in NS. Let me...
You
run
have
back
the
after.
opportunity to show off one here.
Oh yeah. Here we've got Zypho Seer. Immortalized. Here in the pirate camp.
Database Scout. LU Explorer.
See if we can get a new message. And there is a Ninja of LU NPC.
Good luck finding him.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone who got NPCs in this got to pick their own location, so there are a couple ones that are really hard to find, but once you find them, you will be, oh, hold on.
Oh, we could head back into Nimbus Station and Neil, you could hop in a race and show that off, maybe?
Sure. Let's
Yeah,
go
we should
try
all
out
go
racing.
race.
Actually, I
I'm
don't
sure
even think I have
absolutely
racing
nothing
unlocked.
will go wrong here.
So items like the jetpack you cannot get unless you use admin commands, since those were never obtainable in the game otherwise. I mean, other than Mithrin's mailing them out. That is a lot of people. Someone's asking if they generate a hash of the RAR of the client file or the overall directory.
It must be the RAR file.
RAR file. There you go.
Where are we going again? I wasn't paying attention.
Racing.
Racing in Nimbus Station.
Ah, cool, nice.
The README includes a few of the admin commands. There's more that you can find in the file that it links at that point.
Does it just link to the source?
I think it links, yeah, it links to the slash command handler, I think.
Oh, and I like how that thing was written in a hurry by me in like 2018 and it never got fixed. Like it's just a massive if chain.
Well, in the script component.
Well, that thing.
We don't talk about that one.
Well, people will figure it out at some point.
Yeah.
By the way, Winston, how have we talked about the most difficult thing we had to do, and we have not mentioned the shooting gallery?
Yeah, that we were waiting on that for you.
The shooting gallery is one of the oldest pieces of content in LEGO Universe. So most of the features and systems it relied on have since changed, and more modern minigames like the Battle of Nimbus Station were a lot easier to implement. Mick, maybe you could talk about your first impressions with programming the...
Yeah. Yeah, so something I mentioned earlier is that most things that are world specific are scripted, which basically it just means that there's essentially a different language than the core game, where you can very easily prototype in, which was Lua's script originally. And I think that somewhere halfway through making the shooting gallery, they switched from that. So half of the logic is in the core game, and then the other half is in the scripts. Now, working on that was absolutely terrible, as you could like kind of see when going through some of the client scripts that also the developers of LU were less experienced than they were at the end. So it was overall a lot more messy. And then I kind of worked the main thing out. So before I could even like join the world, I already had probably almost, I think, 1,000 lines of code just to get in there, right? Which was already quite terrible. And then in the end, I just started doing different stuff because I just couldn't get myself to work on it. Like big props to Winston, who essentially just finished my work just because I couldn't get myself to work on it anymore. As is essentially one of the first things that they added to the game. So I think that while I started working on the shooting gallery, in between we actually did the entirety of Ninjago, and then afterwards it was the only thing missing, so we had to work on it. Like it was the only thing we could still work on, right? So we just had to do it, and then Winston finished it for me. I just really couldn't get myself to work on that anymore.
That sounds like me with scripts in general. Like after everything that had been written, like the engine and physics and stuff like that, I couldn't bring myself to keep writing like gameplay scripts, and then you two like graciously kept writing scripts.
There are about 200 scripts that we've translated from Lua in the source.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
if
actually
I
had the exact same thing as Mick with the Spider Queen battle, where
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't get the special attacks to work, and I just gave up, and then Winston managed to figure it out.
Yeah, I recommend anyone to take a look at the scripts folder in the DLU Swords. It's a masterpiece. It's
like
most
how that-
definitely
There should
Like
be
the
one of
highest-
part of the
those,
source that you want to show
radiation
off.
sub- when you're-
Yeah,
Some
but that's
age-appropriate
definitely
drinks
the-
may be required.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said some age-appropriate drinks may be required.
Definitely.
Some fisty.
Some nice fisty, yeah.
I see you're winning the race now.
Of course. Until I crash again.
I'm racing as well, winning, and I have not crashed yet.
I crashed once.
Shame. Crashing on vertigo loop.
then when we're done, maybe we can do Nexus Tower.
Cool.
Sure.
Sounds good.
Someone asked why did we replace bullet physics with havoc?
We replaced that as well. Max, you could talk about that.
Yeah, so considering that physics is like an engine thing, and I also had the most experience with Havoc at the time, I was the one who mainly did anything related to physics. It was my problem. So initially, DLU started out with Havoc because at way back when, before Microsoft bought Havoc, you could get Havoc for free if you signed like a license with them. So I was lucky enough to have one back when they were still giving it out, and DLU used that for a while, which made a DLU also like Windows only, and it also kind of locked us into like not being able to go open source because there is like Havoc stuff in there, and that's one of the primary reasons why we switched from Havoc to Bullet. But then Bullet had a whole bunch of issues with the way that Lego Universe would work, because on the server side for DLU, we wanted it to be as light as possible, so it didn't do like a full physics simulation of everything that's going on. It only cares about players and enemies and trigger volumes. But because the client, like LU, sends updates to the server saying like, oh hey, I'm moving in this direction at this speed, that meant that I would have to go into Billet and say, hey, whatever you're doing with this physics object is wrong, and this is what's going on with it right now. And that worked for a while, but for some reason, after a few seconds, Bullet would just stop updating that entity, because I assume it's something like that it thinks something is wrong with it if it's getting that many updates a second for it. I'm not sure exactly why that is. It's probably because Bullet is intended to be run like with a full physics simulation as a game, on the client. But I ended up writing a miniature physics engine, or more of a collision library, really. That is what you see right now, and it basically only tracks enemies, anything that moves, and trigger volumes. And overall, I'd say it works fairly well, considering our requirements, at least.
I think it works great, honestly. I've never had issues with it.
The only issues with it is if like the physics frame rate is really low, then you may not trigger like a trigger volume in time. But overall, I haven't noticed many issues with it.
So should we all head to Nexus Tower?
Sure, let's go.
People
that
are
also-
asking.
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say people are asking about being able to use the Windows terminal and then WSL.
Yes, you can use Windows Subsystem for Linux to build DLU. That's probably the easiest way, at least as far as I know, to build the game, to build the server and run it. What I was gonna say though is that this is a good segue into how the DLU source came to be as it is right now. So back in the very early days, the way that pretty much everything worked is that like both LCDRs and our server was just packet A comes in, like message A comes in, send out message B, because we know that that's what happened in live. And that does get you pretty far, but it falls apart completely as soon as you have to start doing actual like game things, like having enemies move around. That suddenly becomes very difficult when your entire thing is just a parrot, more or less. So DLU v3 was built as an actual game. Like it's a game engine. It's simulating physics. It's doing updates as it would with the normal game. The only difference is that we're not rendering anything, so you can't see what's going on. And that approach in general really made working on this a lot easier, I think, especially for like if like Mick in this position or Winston, who basically got to come in and they didn't have to like start from scratch. Basically, they got to work with like a base that already had a lot of the core stuff in there, and they could just write the gameplay code, which is what I presume they enjoy doing.
Yes, it is.
I think both Mick and I have done some engine level stuff as well.
Yeah.
I know that I have done a lot of optimization and fixing memory leaks.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not trying to discredit that in any way.
no, I didn't take it. Some
Because Winston has done a lot. Like you also changed the engine to use an ECS system instead. So
Oh, that wasn't a thing?
no. At first, it was just entities and components, and then components were also the ones who decided everything.
Ah,
So a
right.
component would basically control, whatever happened to it. It would send out messages and stuff like that.
So some numbers which might be interesting to some people. A average DLU world server runs on about 50 megabytes of RAM and consumes negligible amount of CPU cycles. If the game is running at 16 milliseconds per frame, the server consumes less than one of that.
AKA try to run it on a potato.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely crazy that it's like that accessible to host a server.
Our dev server is literally like a Google Cloud free instance. Like it costs us nothing, and you can play on that with at least a few people.
Installing on Potato OS now.
Yeah,
Will it work on
I want
Windows
to see
XP?
people. I want to see people like post their servers, like what they're hosting off of, and like or like a Raspberry Pi or something. Like I want to see it. Like whatever small potato you have the host this on, I want to see it.
What I think is also quite sick is that having gone through the code quite thoroughly over the last few weeks, is that there's actually a lot of room for improvement still, performance-wise, for certain hot parts of the code. So it's already it hardly uses anything, and even that can still be optimized further by the open source community. So I think that's still quite a cool task and something that can still be done and something that can still be improved upon.
We will be accepting pull requests for anyone who feels like contributing to this effort.
There's already 2 open actually.
2 open? What?
Yeah, docs. You have to install the zlib dev package for it to actually compile, and you have to have a CMake 3.12 or up to get it to compile.
I think we'll take a look at that at a later date.
Yeah, we will not be looking at pull requests during this stream. But we will look at pull requests and issues, just not during the stream.
Cool that those are already coming in though. Nice.
It's crazy. There's already 17 forks and 53 stars on our repository.
Yeah. It's insane. Totally insane. I think so. We've been going for over an hour, which is longer than I think we thought we were gonna go. Do we have anything we want to cover before we end the stream here?
I thought we could spawn a dragon.
Oh, okay.
Could everyone meet in the Sentinel room? If we're on the same instance, that is.
I think we are.
Spawn butter.
Yeah.
Oh boy. 11989 coming up. And yeah, I know that because of course I do.
Nice.
Which leads me to I have another fun tale about Neil, if he is
come
okay
on.
with me talking
Why can't we
about
pick
it.
someone else? Wait, hold on. Message me what this is about.
I think you know what it is.
It could be any one of horribly embarrassing stories. Oh, and here we have another NPC. We have Christo, the Sentinel veteran. I hope I
Yes.
mispronounced that properly for you, Christo. Oh, yeah, you can share that story. That horrible story.
So, Neil mentioned earlier that we used to build stuff on Nexus Tower's floor. And back then you had to, like, the launch pads weren't working, so you always had to do test map and then, like, type out the level ID. And there's a gap in the IDs. And Neil kept saying, like, oh yeah, what was the ID for Nexus Tower again? And then as I would say, like, it's 1900, he would have sent himself to some non-existent map. And then I had to go into the database and unstuck his character. And it got to the point where I just made a command, like, /unstuck Neil.
Yeah, it's let me tell you, I can't remember half the map IDs. Unfortunately. So let's spawn that dragon if someone wants to do it. Oh my god, someone's gonna
There it
die.
is.
A lot of people are dying. Godspeed, friends.
You asked for this.
I respawn and I immediately die.
Oh, it's getting demolished.
Boom. Easy.
Hold on, I think we need to
Maelstrom
spawn 3 now.
The Maelstrom would be long gone if we had this many people.
The hilarious thing is, this copy of the client that I have running right now is not a full download. So I can see all these minifigures running around, and they're obviously getting killed and obviously attacking something, but the actual thing is completely invisible.
How nice.
I think we're holding up great here.
Anyone got the ID for the monkey?
I don't know that one from memory.
Easy.
Oh, there it is. Though still a lot of area effect damage.
Yep. Good luck, everyone.
Oh, this is quite bad. This is bad. This is not working
They're
out.
worse than the dragon.
Yeah, this is not looking too good for the explorers. I see a lot of deaths going on here.
Oh wow, someone made it green for a second. I forgot.
Yeah, what was that?
It's the
What is
The
the
plant.
plant, yeah.
Ah, right.
My screen is just shaking so much when I get close to these.
I just get insta-killed all the time. Jesus.
Oh,
This
that's
is
one
bad.
down.
It is so cool seeing the server hold up like this. in crash testing, the server crashed a lot.
And no crashes today.
Yeah.
Yet.
Hey,
Yeah.
let's hope that we don't encounter any.
Yep.
Don't jinx it.
Hey, we did it.
This was tougher. Definitely.
Okay, so does anyone want to do some apes plus torch?
Okay, I'll spawn.
Can spawn some Ninjago stuff too.
Oh yeah, let's spawn some of the skeletons.
You probably don't want to spawn Fracture.
Yeah, that would be
You
best.
no, that's exactly the one that I wanted to spawn.
Spawn Knuckle.
Yeah, nuclei.
Oh god. Oh. Dragon spawns right on top of me.
Dragon.
Oh. He went right for me. That's unfortunate.
Well, it's called the Sentinel War Room.
Yeah, that's accurate.
I mean, in a way, this very much showcases how feature complete this is, right?
I mean, yeah, this is basically just like live when they did the events at the end.
Oh, there goes the dragon.
Boom.
Nice.
We should go to Crux Prime and just like mow down everything.
Yeah, that would be cool. Let's do that.
But first, we should clean up here.
Fair enough.
I'm currently walking around with 0 armor and 0 health. These things are killing me quicker than the game can react.
You're faster than your own shadow.
So Crux Prime might be difficult, as most people probably haven't done the missions for that. I believe that everyone can make it to Ninjago though.
That'll be tough considering not all of us have like Ninjago gear.
Is that everyone?
I think so.
Cool.
Still on my way, but
Let's all go back to the start of Nexus Tower and get ready to end the stream with a picture of everyone here that was able to make it for the party. And Zypho, let me know when you're here.
yeah, I'm at the fort.
Cool. Someone said, I'm laughing so hard when I read all your comments, guys. I'm assuming in the code.
Zeob just dabbed.
Nice. Where do you want to take a picture, Neil?
Let's take one right here, so we get the backdrop of the logos back there.
On my way.
At Nexus Naomi.
Yeah, so you all can line up like right around here with everyone else, and I'll take the picture.
By the way, how do I get out of Mithrin mode again?
Slash
/GM
GM
level 0.
Yeah, see, I've done that, and it just said, yeah, you're now invisible, but I'm not actually invisible, and I still show up as a GM.
You gotta
So
relog for that.
Alright. Then, 1 sec.
Oh god, the dancing hat.
I'm super happy. Does anyone have the pirate hat that makes everyone dance?
Let me check. No, don't think so.
Oh yeah, there we go. The pirate jig. Yar me mateys.
I still show up as a Mithron on your stream, don't I? I've relogged and I show up normally on my client.
I'll switch minifigures then. And we are loading back to take a group photo. Okay, looks like everyone's good. So, before we can take the picture. So everyone get ready. Equip your gear that you want on, and preferably stop moving.
If you place yourself in GM level, you could take away the UI for it.
You can do that already, don't you? Like just F11 or whatever it was.
Yeah, press F11 now, Neil.
Oh, that did not go well. Oh, that just freezes it.
F10.
Well?
10.
Oh, 10 is it? Yeah.
And
Cool. Cool. I think Zypho, you're here, right? Somewhere in the background here. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. There's a couple people I can barely see. Okay. There we go. Took a couple pictures. So, thank you everyone for showing up today. I know it's a little confusing setting it up. I assume more people will make guides on it if the README hasn't been helpful for you. And again, I can't wait to see the stuff that you're able to do with the game back, and the things you do in game, the properties you build, the enemies you kill, the achievements you get. You know, feel free to tweet them at the Darkflame Twitter, and the whole team will see them, and we'll probably retweet a bunch of them. So thank you, everyone. It means a lot that so many of you came out today, and it looks like all the people in this photo are dropping dead. So it looks like it was short-lived. It was a short-lived stream. So thank you. It's been 10 years. I don't really know what to say at this point, because, you know, what do you say after 10 years of working on a project? But we did it, and there's a lot of dead minifigures, but we did it. So enjoy the game.
Thanks, everyone.
thank you everyone for joining, and we hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, thank you all.
Yeah, it's been a great time, and it's definitely wonderful to actually have this released now.
Thank you again.
You said
and
it.
See you all in the universe.